Stephanie Bain, I have a books. I'm a book. There's so many books. Hello everyone, Stephanie here. Today's video is going to be my December wrap up and my January TBR. I only read 4 books in the month of December. I'm not super ecstatic about it, but it is what it is, and I'll talk about like goals and Goodreads and stuff later on this week. Anyway, what I read this month. The first book I read was Guilt Hollow by Lori Langdon. It is about a girl who, a boyfriend, or a very best friend slash pretty much boyfriend, because it was like, you know, they had just started dating. He was found guilty of a murder of one of their friends. He went to juvie, of course, because they were very young when it happened, like 13 years old if I'm correct. And then he ends up getting out, going back, and she's kind of still like defending him. She always defended him and still does. I thought it was a very good book. It was interesting, but I felt like I read a decent amount of YA mysteries this last few months of, the last few months of 2016, and while I really enjoyed this, I didn't think it was that great at the same time. I give it 3.5 out of 5 stars. I would still recommend it. It's one of those books where like the time flies really quickly. You're kind of sucked into it, but at the end of it, you're like, it was good, but it could have been more. Not bad. It just wasn't bad. I listened to The Maze Runner by James Dashner on audiobook, and I read at the same time Legacy of Kings by Eleanor Herman. I'll talk about this one first because I finished this a little bit before. I didn't really enjoy the audiobook. I did not like the writing. I think this is one of those things where it's much better, the film adaptation, than the book. I just felt that while they are very similar, it translated much better on screen than it did in paper form. I didn't like James's writing. I thought the characters were extremely annoying. While I enjoyed the plot and I did like that much, there were just a lot of things that I was like, what the hell? Legacy of Kings by Eleanor Herman was sent to me by Paper Lantern Lit. Thank you so much, because holy crap, they had like, it was like, oh, this is kind of like, Andy Darkin. And I agree. It is a retelling of Alexander the Great, but this has magical influences, and it's just about Alexander and these, oh my god, there's so many things. It's really hard to explain. I will have a review up today. When this is going up, I'll have the review up for this. I was supposed to upload it last week. I filmed it and I was just like, end of the year chaos just kept happening. But I really enjoyed it. I think I explained it a little bit better. It does follow multiple perspectives. I like it because you kind of see everything that's happening. You see that it has some regular people on Alexander, and it has magic that's kind of like realistic. So magical realism, I think is what it is. Very believable. It felt so real. I thoroughly enjoyed the writing, the story, the world building, and everything. I was a much slower read, but I still loved it. But I do explain it a little bit better, but it was really good. Very, very, very good. The last full book I read in December was Small Admissions by Amy Popel. This was also sent to me for free in exchange for an honest review. I have a review. I'll link it down below. I loved that book. It was so cute. It's just about a girl named Kate who a horrible breakup happens, and her family, friends, whatever, are trying to kind of like help her pick up the pieces, and it's showing her getting a job in an admissions office for a school in New York City. So, it gets really crazy over there. And it's just about her and the way her life affected everyone else around her. And I really did enjoy that aspect of the book. And it was funny. There was emotional parts, and I just adored it. I gave it a 4.5 out of 5 stars. And the last book that I started reading this month, which is also the first book on my TBR, is Myths of Immortality by Ray Wagner. This is the 3rd book in the Sphinx series by Ray Wagner. I received an ARC. The book comes out, if I'm correct, in February. I'll put the actual date either below or on the screen. I obviously can't tell you what the 3rd book's about. The 1st book is about a girl who's a sphinx, and it's a curse, and the gods and their children are kind of like hunting, and they get rid of monsters and whatnot, and it's just about her trying to break the curse. It is so much fun. It's such an addicting read. I love the series, so I will be finishing that first this month. And then I have a not so ambitious TBR for the month of January. In no particular order, I have some random books. I do have Infinity by Juice I keep putting this on my TBR because I want to read it. Entangled Teen sent me this for free in exchange for an honest review, and it just seems like something fun that I would thoroughly enjoy. So I need to read this. It's also sci-fi. And it's about a girl and multiple dimensions and a boy, and in other dimensions, I guess they fall in love, but they're not supposed to. They have to save the world by not falling in love. That's what I've gathered from it. There is The Diabolic by S.J. Kincaid. I desperately want to read this. I do know it has something to do with a person who was kind of like enhanced or created to protect like the governor's daughter or something, and something like that. I won't lie. I got this because I read a tiny little sampler months and months ago, and the cover's gorgeous. But no, I've heard great things about it, and while I do know what it is, I can't remember at this moment. But I'm very excited to read this. Super excited. I have this book. This one doesn't come out till February 14th of this year, and it is The Last Night at Tremor Beach by Mikel Santiago. My dog keeps ruining my thingy. Yeah. This is just about a man who gets divorced, goes out to the coast of Ireland at Tremor Beach, gets struck by lightning, and now like the reality and, you know, things in your head, the lines are blurred, and it may or may not help him with things. It's a like psychological thriller. I'm really excited about this because I'm still into mystery and whatnot, and I don't have any more YAs to read that I know of. I think I have one more that I probably should read, but I'm really excited to read this one. And the last one I'm super excited to read, and I think this might be my next read of January, is 3 Dark Crowns by Kendar Blake. I've never read anything by Kendar Blake, but this is like it's kind of like, I feel, at least from the description, I know it's about 3 sisters. They each have a like specific magic, and they have to fight each other to the death until there's one, and then that one could be queen. But I'm really excited because this feels kind of like a historical thing, you know, with kings and queens, but it has magic, and I darken, you know, freaking Legacy of Kings. I've been really into historical, so whether it's like a retelling or accurate or anything, I'm just excited to go back in time where there's magic and all the fun stuff. I love this cover, by the way. So that is my wrap up for December and my January TBR. Comment down below what books you read, what you want to read. I also will let you know right now, I have schedules. I have things that I'll be uploading. They will be uploaded, like my 2017 releases, my 2017 goals, books that I loved in 2016 and all that stuff. They will be up this month. I just, like, I can't do it last month. I was going to do a few of the last 4, but I was like, no, it's kind of unnecessary because I know what I really loved of the last 4 months. So I already compiled my top 10 of 2016. But yeah, that is my video, and I'll see you next time. Bye.